Hey everybody, so in this video I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do some printed text through the BN-20. The customer wants a matte finish red, and I do not have matte finish in my Oracle vinyl. I've only got 631, but that's in a light red. So what we agreed to do was print it, and I'm going to do a matte overlay. So a matte laminate overlay. So let me just show you what I did here really quick. Okay, this is already the text. Everything's ready to go. Now this would work straight out of the BN-20 or the Cameo, or Cricut, but I need to add that cut contour line. So let's go ahead and copy this. So I'm going to hit Control C, Control Shift V. Made an exact copy right on top of it. Now, before I add that cut contour, I want to go ahead and go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and let's go, it's way too big. Let's do that again real quick. Object Path, Offset Path. Now see how that gave it a little bit of a bleed there? But I want it to be just a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go 0.03. Okay. Now, let's see which one was... Okay, so this one here is the offset, and I'm looking at my layers panel here. Okay, so the offset can be on the bottom, and now I have two copies of the lettering, two exact copies. So I'm going to just take one, I'm going to turn that into the cut contour, change it to stroke only, bring it down to 0.5. Okay, that's ready to go. They look the same in the layers panel, but up here you can kind of see that it's got the pink cut contour color, and zoomed in you can see that there. So when I cut it, if the cut's off at all, we're not going to get any of that white material. That's important. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy. Well, before I do that, I'm going to group these two together. Go ahead and copy everything. Now I already got a over here, this is my my job for the BN-20. As you can see, so my material is 20 inches long, so I do 18.5 since I'm going to use crop marks. Got it set to 31 since the lettering here has to be 30 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that one in there. Oops, yeah, okay. Let's get rid of that one because we want to keep the one that's got the cut contour with the bleed. Okay, now when I rotated that, I just held down shift. If you hold down shift, see how that changes up there? That's how you get your... I used to go to object, transform, rotate. Learn those shortcut keys. Trust me, you will be much happier. Okay, excuse me. Now this guy needs 4 of these. So before I do anything else, I'm going to come up here to my layers, and I'm going to take my graphic, I'm going to pull that down to my graphic layer panel, or layer, layer. All my cut contour lines are in their own layer. Next thing I'm going to do is just add a box around this. The reason I do that is so when I'm weeding, it just makes that so much easier. Okay, so we got our weed box. Now let's highlight everything, hold down Alt, and just drag over. Now once you got one copy, just hit Control D, however many times you need to. In this case, we're getting 4 pieces, so I just hit my alignment tool. Make sure you check everything after you hit the alignment tools, because sometimes it'll knock it off just a tiny bit. I'm going to just push these over just a little bit. Okay, we're ready to save this, and we'll do some cutting. So let's go ahead and file, save as. I'm already in my January orders folder. I've actually already saved this before, but I messed up, so I redid the video. But okay, so high res, if that gives you that option, check it. Make sure all these boxes are checked. Hit OK. Let's go into our versaworks. Now I've already got my QC set to standard stickers, so I'm going to put that in QC. And there we go. Yeah, real important to add that bleed, you guys, if you have any kind of cutting issues. Even these Predator helms, I've actually got just a big black object behind it that's a little bigger, so when it cuts, it's going to have black instead of white if it's off. My machine's been cutting really good. All right, hit get media width, but yeah, my machine's been cutting good, so I'm not as worried about it. But I think with all this lettering, it was important because there is a percentage of a chance of it being off. All right, so monomeric calendar vinyl, dither, pre-pressed general. Sometimes I'll hit true rich color for these Predator helms. I'm not going to do that today. I've already got my crop marks. It's already set to print only, but I do want to check the cut only. You see, I got all my ants everywhere, so that's good. And we're good to go. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit print. All right. I'll film a little bit of the machine printing, and then I'll film the laminating and the even the packaging up for the customer. So one down. All right, so this is the job printing. So far so good. I've actually never printed one at 30 inches. I don't think I have cut a job up to 48 inches before, but that was just a plain white decal. And this machine, I ran out of white, so I had to use my good calendared vinyl, which really sucked because after I got it all done and shipped it, the customer claimed they never got it, even though it showed delivered on their front porch. So that's a whole other story, but yeah, that's it. So once this gets done, we'll go from there. Boy, that weather's really coming down out there. I wanted to show you the outside of my shop real quick. This is my tattoo logo. Got my big bunny there in the middle. I love rain, but in case you haven't noticed, I really like rabbits. Got rabbits everywhere. I know I'm a grown man, but I love bunnies, so deal with it. Got this guy. I'm actually gonna make him a shirt. All right, so the job's all done, so we're gonna take it out. Give it about 2.5. I always go 3 inches. Now, since I locked that pinch roller, while the machine's scanning for the material size, you probably don't want to cut yet. I just lock it. I used to get a magnet and just put it on this side, but I don't know. But I've cut this before while the machine's scanning, and it kind of makes it go a little weird, so. Or it can. All right. So, I'm trying to set my camera here. Now I've already got a piece of laminate that I pre-cut. Should fit perfectly. As it does. Great. So what I'm going to do, carefully lay this over, and I didn't add it in the video, but I did give the job time to dry. So it's been sitting for about 2 hours, which is, you know, not the greatest dry time. But one thing also, the way I got my machine, the material kind of comes out, almost hits the floor if it's too long. I need to fix that, but I just noticed a little bit of dust. So I got my microfiber cloth. Just make sure there ain't any dust or grime. Usually when I do jobs for people, I always cut extra. This time I cut exactly what he needed, so I need to make sure not screw this one up. Okay. let's go ahead and get this on here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this the way that I'm used to. So, I'm going to put this camera over here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to cut a little bit off the front here. Okay, so continuing on from, I had an interruption there. So what I did, I just cut a little bit off of the paper for the laminate. Then I'm going to just line it up. Get this off the rollers there. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up best I can. I think that's okay there. Now I do want to come over just a little bit. Oh, let's move that just a little bit over. All right. So we'll go about right there. Okay, next we're going to do the laminating. Now, normally when I do my laminating, I come from this end and I go in, but since this piece is so long, I'm going to bring it in the other way. So, and I definitely don't want to screw this one up. So we're going to go in through here. Okay, make sure they goes up under that lip there. Okay, my rollers are a little tight, so I'm going to just loosen them a bit. Okay, looks good. And we are ready. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to peel back just enough off the laminate. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to let the laminate just kind of stick to that. That just gives that a little bit of stability. Okay, I'm trying to remember. See how it just gives me a little stability on that laminate. Okay, sorry if you can't see this. I got the way I got the camera turned. Okay, here we go. And we are going. Like I said, this is 32 inches long. I've never done one this big. We'll roll it over as far as we can. And then I'll pop the ruler. Boom. Wonderful. Everything came out great. So now I'll just tighten my rollers and then I'll just kind of give it a little bit like that. Kind of press it on there a little bit more. Make sure it's not too tight because you don't want any wrinkles in your job. Okay. Looks good. Gonna bring the camera over here and load it. Now the way I got my machine set here, I need to put it on a table, but for now, for this job's so big, I'm gonna have to kind of watch it. Okay. Now, just like before, I just take my fingers, put them on the crop marks, let them sink into that divot where the cutting strip is. Okay, so everything's all done. We'll go ahead and take this out. Give it the old test. Okay. Now before I start tearing apart all this vinyl, I'm gonna do just a little test spot. So maybe right here on one of the letters. Yeah, see that came out really nice. And that bleed that I got on there, you kind of see that red around it. Okay, so everything's good to go. I'm gonna just weed everything. And then from there we'll package it up. I don't know if you see here, but I actually put a weed box around these Predator designs. Here, I'll do this first one and show you before I turn up the camera. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but see, I put a box around that so that piece came out like weeded out by itself. So everything else is still down, but individually each one's going to have its own box. And I also did that on the lettering here. Okay, there's that first one. Almost forgot the little triangle on YouTube. All right, so I got everything all weeded. We're gonna go ahead and put some transfer tape. Each one of these designs needs transfer tape. Like these Predator ones need it. Otherwise, if it was just a lettering, I'd only put it there. So, I do need to finish off the excess of the vinyl. So we'll take this off. Okay, all that there. Do not want to leave that on there. All right, so now I do know that my job's about 17 inches. I've got this transfer tape here. Man, that is just big enough. I wish I would have moved them Predators over a little bit, but I'm not going to chance it. So I'm going to use this guy, which is, I believe, 30 inches. All right. So let's go ahead and unravel a big piece here. Okay. Okay, we got that laid out. And I'm just going to drop my job on it, make sure the center lands first. And I'm going to eyeball it about right there. Okay, good, good. It's good, yeah? Yeah. Okay, just give it a little bit of pressure from the back. Okay. We'll trim off the edge here. Go about there. Okay, put that away. Okay, next thing we want to do, now I got a really big piece here of some transfer tape that's probably still good to use. So what I'm going to do, trim off what I can over here. Let's see here, trim here. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on this roll here. And that's a really good chunk of transfer tape for another job. Might not think that matters as much, but if you wait to order till you run out, those little pieces will come in really handy. Even this piece right here would make a good piece for another job. Okay, go about there. Just gonna throw that one away. Okay, so we want to be about right there. Yeah. Okay. Predators I'm gonna just put away for now. So these guys, so now that I got transfer tape on them, everything's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and run them through my laminator. And I do this just to get a little more pressure onto the transfer tape. Like if you don't evenly do it with your squeegee, that's a good way to do it. Just get as much as you can or you're gonna have a lot of bubbles popping. Okay. So let's get this guy cut. Go about there. Same thing over here, only we're going to come back. And here we're going to go forward. Okay. Obviously I didn't go all the way because of that tool. Just do what I'm doing here. And that's the reason I use that tool on my really long cuts, is because my razor blade tends to travel when I'm cutting long distances. And I've been known to damn near cut my finger off. All right. All good to go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here, it's just a scrap piece from one of my mailing tubes. Again, using scrap. And we're going to try to roll these up, see if they'll fit in there. Now that is only 2 inches, so actually, you know what I should do is try to roll them onto it. Okay, so that's how I'll ship it out. I'll put it in like that. put a rubber band on there to hold it. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get some shrink film. Now on top of that, take some instructions, throw them in there. One of my cards. Then I'll come over here. We'll just burn off the excess and seal it. Maybe a little bit on this end. Okay. So, we got that so far. I get this goddamn camera. Got that so far, okay. So then I'll just take my heat gun. Okay, so there's that portion of it, all nice and sealed up. It's going to hold up really good during transportation. Now, I'm going to get an envelope. This is all I need, 9x6. But before I put the label on it, we'll stick it here and make sure, yeah, see, that's going to fit in there great. So let's go ahead and put our label on. Okay, got my label already. And I always add a piece of tape. I don't know why. I mean the envelope itself does just fine without the tape. But that's it, guys. That's that job from Adobe Illustrator onto the VersaWorks. It's good to go. It's about a $50 job there, and yeah. So just, if I helped you in any way with any ideas on how to ship or anything, if I helped anybody, even in a small way, that I've accomplished my goal. But thanks for watching. That's another video.